guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Alexis. Some of you may know me as Lex Reptiles on Instagram. I make reptile related content focused on bearded dragons right now. I'm looking to probably expand that in the future, but right now that's what we're working with. I am mainly on Instagram, but trying to get the hang of this YouTube thing as best as I can. So here we are. Today, I'm going to be doing an enclosure tour of my enclosure for Atlas, my bearded dragon. It is from Zen Habitats. It's a 4x2x2 enclosure, so it's pretty big. It's always a work in progress. There's so much room in it, so I'm still trying to figure out how I like it, how Atlas likes it, and just kind of play around with the decor. I feel like I switch it up like every week, so if you like seeing these updates, let me know. You can probably catch them on my Instagram, and I'm gonna have this video be as detailed as possible. If I forget anything, please let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate if you followed along on my journey. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm here to learn just like you guys. So if you see anything wrong with my enclosure, please let me know. I am very receptive to any constructive criticism, and we can have an educated talk like adults about it if we have any issues. So leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns below, and let's get into the video. Here is a quick overview of the enclosure. You can kind of see how big it is in comparison to the keyboard. This is not my ideal setup, but I'm going to be moving in a couple months, so Atlas will have his own space. I'm in a very small apartment right now, so there is not a lot of room for him. And yeah, this is what we're working with. So like I said, this tank is from Zen Habitats. I love this big front door opening. That is probably the biggest reason why I decided to get this tank after seeing so many good reviews about it. I definitely wanted something with a front opening enclosure, and these doors literally are the size of the enclosure. They're 2 feet tall, so love that. There's Atlas being a derp. We're gonna leave him there and kind of work around him as best as we can so we don't disturb him. But here is the tank. This stick that he's sitting on, I got him with this stick from somebody when I picked him up. So I think that one's from PetSmart. A little plant from the dollar store. This vine here, the specific vine that I have wrapped around here, is the Fluker's Pothos vine, and then the other vines in here are just from the dollar store. So I bought the ones from the dollar store first. There's some up there, and then I wanted the Fluker's like actual reptile leaves because they're a little bit fluffier. So we got those. I guess I'll start with the cool side. I have a little hide down here. He does not use this. I have a little, this is actually a hat, a winter hat that I got from the dollar store that I turned inside out, and sometimes he'll lay on it. He'll definitely lay on it if I put him on it, but he does kind of enjoy laying on that. I have the other little hide he doesn't use. Again, that's just kind of there to take up space. I have this little orange cat toy because I heard that bearded dragons will play with toys if you give them toys, and so I wanted to see if that was true. Right now it's not true, but Atlas hits it sometimes and it jingles, so I like to think he likes it. And then another plant, I think that one's from the dollar store. I'm not really sure, I've had that forever. And then I have this red rock that I got from Red Rocks Amphitheater Park in Morrison, Colorado. It's a really cool venue. There's just, here in Colorado we have a lot of natural red rocks, so I found one, and I got it kind of so he could bask on it, but he didn't really like to use it, so now it's just kind of decoration. And then this stick I found outside. I sanded it, I bleached it, I decorated it. There are some flowers. Again, that's just kind of there for now. He doesn't really climb on that. It's just kind of there to take up some space in the tank right now. Like I said, we will be moving in a couple months, so when that happens, I want to probably build up some bricks over here and make like a little brick area that he can like climb on. I definitely want him to have some tile because his nails are long. And then this big thing here that I have in the middle is a 4-foot long piece of pre-cut lumber that I got from Home Depot or Lowe's. I honestly don't remember, but you can get pre-cut lumber anywhere. And I wanted it to sit up at this angle. Originally, I had it turned the other way so that his hot side was higher rather than that being his cool side and that being higher. But it's a little too close to the basking light, so it was getting too hot, and we obviously can't have that. So I switched it around, and we're still trying to play around with the temperatures to see what we like and what's most consistent and comfortable. But for now, this is where we are. And then back here, I just have this little Buddha statue that I've had forever from a friend, and then I have this. It's like a half log thing. I got it from Chewy. I don't remember the brand, but it was like $6 or $7, and that's honestly the only reason why I bought it. Atlas does not use it. Again, it's just for decoration. I feel like a lot of this stuff I'll end up repurposing when I have other smaller animals. Like this is not really meant for a bearded dragon, and I didn't know that, so you live and you learn. Recently Atlas has been sleeping back here, like under this in this little pit, so I guess that's good if he uses it for one thing or another. I do have a salad bowl in here. He will eat salad sometimes. He mainly eats it when I'm not home. I'll come home and there'll be like greens scattered just everywhere and like half the bowl will be missing, so I'm glad to know he eats his greens, just I wish he would do them in front of me. Cute baby. And I do also keep a paper towel under here. This is generally where he poops. So I know some people's bearded dragons seem to poop everywhere, but I'm very lucky that Atlas does not. He generally poops in the same type of spot, so I put a paper towel down to make for easier cleanup. That is the whole inside of the tank, and then I'll just show you quickly the top. What I have up here is kind of a little overview. So on his hot side, I have 125 watt basking light. This isn't my favorite light bulb, and I also need a bigger dome fixture so that it's more evenly distributed. But for now, this is what I have, and that's why I'm regulating the temperatures in the bottom and keeping a close eye on them so that he doesn't get too hot or that not too cold, of course. And then there is his UVB tube. That is from ReptiSun. It is a T5 10.0 UVB. I'm sure most of you know, but for bearded dragons, you definitely want to get a tube UVB instead of a coil UVB, like one that'll fit in like one of these domes, because they really need that like broad spectrum, and a coil UVB just is not going to be enough for them. And then this light over here is nothing. That's just like a regular household bulb. It doesn't really put out any heat. His cool side is still sitting at like 70-75 degrees usually. I just have this in here because the tank is so big, and I like to have the other side illuminated and as much as possible. And I don't have a dimmer for the lights, so at nighttime I'll usually like turn that off first, turn off his UVB, and just kind of like spread that out so that it's gradually getting dimmer in his enclosure. So he's kind of getting ready for nighttime. And then I keep my temp gun up here so that I can always keep track of temperature. Hand sanitizer, because I obviously use hand sanitizer every time I touch him, before and after. That's really important. I keep this little makeup fan brush down here. I use this to brush out the bottom of the enclosure if he's got like a lot of like greens on the ground, or like after he sheds and there's like dead skin everywhere. I'll use this just to kind of like brush everything up, and it makes it really easy. And then this is just a fake plant that came off of one of his vines. So this is our enclosure. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I really like it. We obviously want to make lots of changes to it all the time. I think it's good to switch up your bearded dragon's enclosure, any reptile enclosures. I mean, if you were living your whole life in a box, wouldn't you want a change of scenery every once in a while? you know? So I try and make it as fun as possible, that he's got different like little nooks and crannies that he can crawl up into, and he can do whatever he wants, and just to keep him stimulated. Eventually I do want to buy like a background for this. I like the wood, but I'd rather have a background. I think it would be a little bit more enriching, and I think it looks a little bit nicer. So once I get a background, then I can hang his hammock back up. He has a hammock that I got when he was a baby, but the suction cups don't stick to the walls in this tank. That's also why like this plant here is just kind of chilling up there, and that's why those vines are up there, is because there's, thankfully I have some like bars up here that can hold the lights, but that's why there's no plants or anything on the walls, is because they physically won't stick. So I basically just want to get a background so that I can finalize the tank and yeah, get everything looking nice. And I guess the only thing I didn't mention is the substrate I use is non-adhesive shelf liner from the dollar store. It's controversial to some people. I personally think it is very easy. I think it's a way cheaper option than tile. However, it does not file their nails at all, so Atlas definitely has some sharp nails. I need to clip them or give them something to file them on. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this enclosure tour. If this is something that you like seeing, please let me know. And if you like to see updates when I update this, you can follow my Instagram or drop a comment if you think I should do another video. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.